just the power of open source software. That open source software is not owned by a single individual. It's not owned by a company. It's in the commons, right? It's in the commons. It's available to everyone that they can build on, they can monetize, they can use, they can ship, they can modify it to their heart's content. And as a result, it's viral in nature. It outlives all of us. And it's really easy to think of, it's really easy to fall in the hole of thinking of Bitcoin as a tech project. I mean, ultimately, it is this software tool. It's this software package that people can use. But it's also a movement, and it's a movement of individuals around the world that are pushing forward every day, and they're using this tool, and they're using other open source tools available to them. And this greater open source movement, and you mix that in with this freedom movement of people and empowering those people, and it just starts to compound in ways you can't even comprehend. You know, it's incredibly easy to come here and be frustrated, and there's so many authoritarian governments, and people are getting beat up and thrown in jail and killed, that hope is lost. But real progress is being made every day, and it just compounds over and over and over again on the work of others, and it's just incredibly powerful.
You know what's interesting though is I haven't found a way to articulate this yet, but the Bitcoin fixes the physical monetary bearer instrument of Bitcoin fixes this problem. The internet, Google doesn't have as much of a vested interest in the success of the open web. But as a Bitcoin company, I do in Bitcoin. And I think it is fundamentally because Bitcoin allows the free market to value the project in the form of a monetary instrument. Where if the individual had a way of selling or buying the open free internet, I think it'd be a lot different of incentive structure for some of these like really big internet corporations to invest more in the success of the overall web as opposed to their own self-interest. And so I think that has to be said out loud as well. This is very unique. Open source software, you're 100% correct, but then even on top of open source software, Bitcoin open source software is very special.
We talked so much that you answered the question that I hadn't got to ask yet,
there you go.
Which was, I mean, I kind of think of Bitcoin as like this shared equity, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just shared between founders of profitable businesses, but it's also shared among open source contributors. It's shared among freedom fighters, and it's pretty crazy how that works out.
And in theory, like if you believe in free markets, you believe that they are the judge, right? They hold us all accountable. If we need another barbershop in town, then someone can create it, and the free market's either going to let it stay in business or it won't, right? And so I think the free market holds the industry accountable, in my opinion. And I think we've seen businesses like Coinbase lose a lot of, arguably Strike has an opportunity to be a company because Coinbase screwed up a lot in not supporting Bitcoin in the ways like I'd love. Shout out Brian Armstrong. You should fund Cashew in Cali, right? So there's a way. Yeah, there's a way for us to. Bitcoin allows the free market to hold corporations accountable because it is so grassroots. So